Over 70% of men are unsure if they're making the right move on the first date. Most men have no idea what women actually want on that first date, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Think about how many first dates happen on a daily basis. You go out, you put yourself out there, you spend time, money, and effort only to go home alone over and over again. I get it, it's frustrating. I talk to guys that face this all the time, especially when you see others making it look, well, effortlessly. The truth is, for many guys, you might be missing some key moves that are costing you big time, and it's holding you back from the life you actually want. This is especially true for successful, young, ambitious guys who feel like, well, you feel like you should be crushing it in the dating scene, just like in every other part of your life. But instead, it's as if you're stuck in neutral and the car is just not going forward. So the question is, why do some men score big and manage to hook up with their date effortlessly on the first date, while others crash and burn, get ghosted, or simply just never work out with the girl?
So it has come to my attention that the reason why many men are not dating anymore is because they've simply lost the art of courting. So I'm not a man, but I know what I like as a woman. So I'm going to teach you guys in 3 easy steps how to get a woman like me from the restaurant to the bedroom. 3 easy steps. Step 1, have a plan. So don't what you doing. Don't are you free. Because that tells me you're trying to test the waters. You know, I like a man who assumes the sale. This woman's going to be mine. So we going in with a plan. Are you free this day at this time for this activity? That way you can get a yes or a no. Very simple, and the logistics are already kind of set. So your feelings don't get hurt and you're not dragging that shit out over text message. Are you free at 6 on Friday for mini golf? I would love to do that with you. And I would say, if I like the guy, yes, absolutely. I want to do more than mini golf. But if I don't like the guy, no. Then the guy can take that same approach and just keep on going down the line. It's a numbers game for you guys, you know. If you're going to be the man, you got to approach. Why? Because then now we're going to be in a matriarch. If you don't want to approach, now women get all the power. And you don't want to give that up. Y'all want to keep in power, so you're going to have to do the hard stuff. Approach. Don't be afraid to get rejected. Now, step 2, after you have that yes or no, then you're going to take her out. You're going to arrange her transportation, either go and get her or arrange her Uber. Boom. Be a gentleman, do all the gentlemanly stuff. Now, here's where it gets good, because if she likes you, she's going to give you a sign. Your question, the cue is, so should we call it a night, or do you want to get into some more adventures? That's going to tell you everything you need to know. Call it a night. I don't want to sleep with you. I might have to go to work. I feel lukewarm. Maybe we need a second date, but maybe not. More adventures, I'm 1,000% into you. Okay? See how there's clear delineation? We're into it. We're not into it. Simple question, and you don't got to have your ego hurt. Y'all just don't know how to communicate and how to do the courting process. Again, if she don't want to see you, now you do mini golf with the next bitch. Simple. I was going to say step 3, but I don't even know if there is a step 3. So there it is. How to get a woman like me in a few easy steps. Oh, I will say, have some money. Don't be broke, obviously, because men that have stability in their lives are more nice. Broke men are very mean, and they put you in harm's way. And then also put that shit on. Smell good, look good, like really present well, because the woman is putting her eyebrows on. She getting lash extensions and her coochie waxed for you. So make sure you put that shit on so it's equal effort. Intentionality is so important. I can't stand a man who only wants a convenient bitch, convenient date, convenient experience. I love a man who loves intentionality. So that's how you get a woman like me.
I actually agree with a lot of what you just saw from this lady. And, after coaching hundreds of guys, if not thousands, helping them get the desired results, being able to score on the first date continuously. Even though I do agree with some things, it's never that simple. Today, I'll be teaching you how you can make it happen and how to avoid the biggest mistakes men make on dates. Now, before we go into avoiding the most common mistakes and what you have to do to succeed, let's first start off with what she said that makes absolute fucking sense. As I told you guys, I've coached hundreds of you watching this. If you're watching this, I might have already coached you, but most men know about these common sense, no-brainer tips, right? The ones she gave. But that is simply not the case. It's like I said, it's never that simple, guys. Now, most men that don't engage in hygiene, proper grooming, are the same guys who've been outcast their entire lives. And as a result of that, they haven't been subject to societal pressures that encourage those young men to, well, try to put their best foot forward and actually look good. Here are some of her points that are actually spot on, okay? Number one, do the approach. She's absolutely right about that. Most men wait for the perfect moment, but confidence shows when you go for it that women will notice that. This happens in all areas of life, not just in dating. You gotta go for it. I had a boss back in the day that told me that if I wanted to win, I had to grab the bull by the horns. Essentially, just fucking go for it. You might fall off the bull, but eventually you're gonna tame it. Ask for that promotion. Go for that new PR on the bench press, and finally approach the women that you actually want to talk to. Second thing I agree with is be well groomed. First impressions matter, guys. I don't care what anybody says, not just with women, but with literally everyone. And being well put together shows that you care. It shows that you're disciplined. It's not about flashy style, right? You don't have to be wearing Gucci or anything. It's about showing respect for yourself. And last, move on. Don't take things personal. This one's crucial. Rejection is part of the game, but letting it roll off your back shows your emotional strength, really. If you don't let it bother you, you're pretty stoic. Don't be bothered by those people's reactions to your actions. Never do that. You do not need any sort of validation. Communication and confidence will always be attractive, all right? Remember, guys, confidence is not just how you look, but it's also in your body language, voice, eye contact, and all of this speaks volumes when you're hitting on her. She's hit on some fundamentals here that, I think are backed by psychology and even proven to work if you want a woman's attention. However, you combine all these and you've built yourself with a majestic aura, or for my older audience, a fuck ton of presence. But here's where things get a little murky with what she said. What she's missing is actually the key to turning a date into something more, right? She gave you everything you had to do before the date and didn't really understand the struggles that most guys watching this probably struggle with. When she says, if she likes you, she'll let it happen, she's skipping over a crucial part. How do you actually get to that fucking point where she likes you, right? She doesn't understand that. She doesn't know how to get to that point. She's not talking about the struggles men face with approaching, such as approach anxiety and the internal hurdles, right? The self-limiting beliefs, the nerves, the lack of know-how-tos, and when it comes to flirting, you don't know how to do any of that. She doesn't know that these guys that don't have it naturally, it doesn't come natural to them. For many men, it's not just about showing up well-groomed or not taking things personally. It's the initial barriers, right? The self-doubt, the lack of direction, that's really stopping you guys from making that first move. And it's a little bit more complicated than what she said. She's speaking from a view of confirmation bias, only seeing things from the perspective of guys that she's already liked, the ones with natural game. But what if you're not one of those natural guys? That's where her advice falls extremely short. So how do you actually get laid on the first date if the advice doesn't cover all of the important bases? Most guys either get stuck in the friend zone, try too hard, or end up with no clear path forward. But what if there was a way to turn the date into something more memorable and meaningful? A process that you could actually follow that would work for you, no matter if you're a natural or not. The first key is about setting the right vibe as soon as you meet her, okay? Most people don't realize how much is decided in those first few moments when you meet somebody. Are you relaxed? Are you comfortable? Are you confident, right? These are all very important things, but you want to create a genuine, strong presence that makes her feel at ease, and she'll pick up on this immediately. If you guys go out on a date and you start with her, you say something as simple as, you look great tonight, you're definitely gonna be breaking some necks with that outfit. That is a great way to get the date off on the right foot, right? You're establishing your interest and playfulness right off the bat. Once you've made that first impression, the goal is to keep her intrigued, guys. It's not about throwing those corny pickup lines and shit. It's about making her feel she can talk to you about anything, even if you guys just met. And when you guys do all these things right, it lets a date just flow naturally, and she'll be more inclined to open up. Asking her to sit next to you rather than in front of you also relieves pressure and keeps her at ease, making it easy for her to open up to you. Now that the conversation's rolling, the next key is creating genuine comfort. Not the type that slips into the friend zone, but the kind that makes her feel excited to actually be around you. This means leaning into natural body language, showing warmth, and allowing her to feel like she's getting to know the real you. Give her the chance to share some of her past experiences that align with yours, right? That's really important. This creates a sense of comfort and relatability. So far, things are going smoothly, but now comes the secret ingredient, all right? Adding a little mystery to the interaction. You guys forget to do this. I'm not saying be aloof or withholding or try to be nonchalant, because then you guys come off try hard, but rather making her feel like there's more to learn about you, all right? You're essentially the king of small talk in this situation. You've said a lot, but nothing meaningful, where she's left wanting to know more about you. And so a lot of times when I'm on these dates, girls say, wow, I'm doing a lot of talking, and they find themselves talking a lot most of the time. That's where you want to get to. Finally, guys, it's all about playing to win, wrapping up the close, right? Wrapping up the date that in a way that leaves a long-lasting impression. Whether you both want to hook up or set up a second date, it's going to vary, but you want her to walk away feeling excited with a clear sense of who you are and genuine curiosity to see you again. If you played your cards right, simply asking at the end of the date, are you ready to call it? And then leading her back to her place or your place is like more than enough. That's all it takes, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough. You don't have to play all those gimmicks and lie to her about going back to your place. No, that's bullshit. By the way, guys, if you're ready to learn about the exact step-by-step process that, a lot of our guys use, then there's something called the ultimate dating formula. You probably have heard of it, that you guys could actually use, that's designed to specifically help you walk through one of these scenarios step by step with extreme detail. I gave a very broad overview, but we'd go into detail, a lot of detail at that, to start building those connections that you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you next time.